there's one thing in our house that we all seem to have right now, and that's toilet tubes. I looked at the toilet tubes and I've pondered for a while something interesting to make with them. Then I had an idea. This is a pangolin, and this is the idea I had. We can sculpt our toilet tubes into pieces to make one of these. Pangolins are mammals that inhabit tropical forests, dry woodlands and the savannah, and there are 8 species still in existence found in India, Southeast Asia and parts of Africa, and they are actually on our endangered species list. So how would we even begin to change a toilet tube into a piece of artwork like this? Well, if you look closely at him, you can see these beautiful pieces, the shapes that he's got on his body, and that is what inspired me to do a toilet tube art piece. So get your toilet tube, cut it in half, then in half again. And basically all you've got to do is cut out this kind of shape, like you see on his armoured body. And just repeat this process with as many toilet rolls as you can. Now for the head area, you can see there are smaller bits. So just cut that toilet tube again up into that kind of segment and repeat the process. So now you've got a smaller piece. Eventually you'll have quite a few, but keep going until all your toilet tubes are done. So I've made a start. We have to start from the tail end first, because we're overlapping, and as you can see the overlaps are going this way. So just start placing and building up your pieces. Get some more gloopy PVA glue down. Like so. You might need to now and again put some extra glue on the inside of your piece. But continue this process for as far as you can around his back for now, and then we'll get together again when we start the feet. So his body should start to look a little bit like this. Now it's not an easy process to do, and you'll find out when you start gluing that some of the pieces do spring back up. You are going to have to leave this project dry for a few days. If we take a little look at his head, we can see there are tiny pieces now, and we're going to try and put those into there. So just apply the same process. Get plenty of glue down. And then start to build up some small pieces. Continue this process until all his head is complete. So I've started his leg, and the same process still applies. Make sure you add plenty of glue, and you're following the contours. You can see the contours that follow around his legs, and the same for the front one. It follows around. So just keep that in mind and just keep adding your pieces until your form is finished. and continue this process until all the legs are complete. Your finished art piece should look a little bit like this at the moment, when the toilet tubes have all been cut and placed into position. You can already see that when the light hits the toilet tubes, because of the angles we've glued, you can see the shadows. And this is why we've used these today. Because when we look back to a pangolin, we can see that he has more or less the same shade as a toilet tube, and he has these shadows underneath. We're not going to worry about using the toilet tubes for the undertail or the back and forelegs that are on the other side, or the bottom of the face. We're going to go back to using our felt markers to create the definition here. So taking my brown felt, I've already begun defining the area underneath the tail. Now apply the same technique to his feet. Complete this process until all the feet are complete. Now if we look closely at his face, he's got a little eye and a little nose, and you can just about see a little ear defined there. So using our markers again, just use them to define these areas. And complete this until the face is complete. So there you have it. There is your finished artwork, a pangolin. It doesn't have to stay just as this form right now. In the picture, he actually does have a background. And it's entirely up to you if you want to put a background in. I'm going to put one in just using soft pastels like we used before. So all you've got to do is begin with some blue for the sky. And the beauty of soft pastels is you're just adding it on gently. Then you're just smudging it. So I've just added in a strip of yellow for the background. And I just want to pretend that there's some like bushes and trees back up there. Do the same to the other side. So I want to create quite a bit of an earthy tone at the base, and I've just smudged in some white, and I'm just putting in a tiny little bit of brown. Because that's the effect really all I need. Now he does have shadows. So using some black, and just be very, very careful. Just add some shadows in. So there you have it, your finished piece, a pangolin.